So health and wellness are on a continuum. And when we look at wellness and we look at staying healthy, the area today we're going to look at is the environmental exposures and creating healthy environments and nutritional balance. So understanding disease in today's world, the areas that we're seeing the most statistically an increase in diabetes, metabolic syndrome, cancer, heart disease, neurological problems from learning disabilities to dementia and Alzheimer's, younger and younger, but certainly in the aging population. We have to look at what the environmental impact is on that and what the nutritional impact is in maintaining health on a cellular level. So we look at the environment, we look at chemical exposures, we can look at stress and how stress might impact endocrine function, neurological function, certainly cardiovascular function, and also look at diet, lack of exercise, drugs and alcohol. That includes excess pharmaceuticals and the potential side effects, trauma, and we know about how trauma can impact stress and impact health and immune function, the field of neuroimmunology that many of you might be familiar with or at least connect those dots. Radiation exposure, probably more research on that and the impact on cancer. The recent catastrophe in Japan we still have to wait to see what that impact might be. But on the level of research that shows that children who have excess exposure to X-rays have a higher risk of cancer in later years. So what we get exposed to early in life in utero and throughout our lives will certainly impact as the normal function health-wise begins to decline with aging. So we have our body, we have this moving in. What the environment can impact is a decrease in energy production on a cellular level all the way into our mitochondria. It can impact our detoxification pathways, all detoxification pathways, skin, kidney, the way the liver processes for eventually being eliminated through the intestines, and certainly the air we breathe as a major inspiration and expiration. Gastrointestinal problems can have an impact, be impacted by the environment, often in the foods that we eat. Hormonal imbalance. We know, for example, that endocrine function is certainly affected by stressors in our environment, stressors in our daily lives. Emotional stress, immune imbalance, as I mentioned, oxidative stress if our cells aren't getting the nutrients that they need in order to function and fire and communicate well. So on a cellular level, all of this begins to close in. And very often the first expression of this is what we call inflammation. Inflammation is a trigger of chemicals produced in the body by the immune system and by influencing everything from autoimmune to cancer. Cancer cells also need inflammatory cytokines in order to replicate. So it's a big picture, but ultimately what the end result is the increase in chronic disease. And when we see children now with rheumatoid arthritis and with type 2 diabetes, which was usually an adult onset diabetes, we begin to question what are the possible influences externally that are impacting our internal physiology and our outcomes.